episode 21 of The Court of Bay. This time, the evil twin of Prince Ruha has been found to be the father of Onun's child. Wait, no, this is indeed Time of Our Lives, the Court of Bay edition. Luckily, this is not, in fact, a soap opera, though it could turn into one. This is the episode.
About to.
Wait, is there a tabletop soap opera?
Probably.
I'm sure I could make one, but
Awesome.
I don't know if I could actually handle that. Last time, the players went multiple times to the lair of the Dawn Caller. Each time, one time with the prince and one time without. It turns out that they rescued a Minotaur priest of Hyundal, the god of forgotten and empty places and preservation in history. Cool. And they rescued him from Sukang, a fierce siege weapon of a warrior who, well, just wanted to have a boyfriend. After rescuing the Minotaur from a fate of Snoo, you went back to the Gold Dragon, or on your way back, you had a small talk with the prince and a lovely person named Onun, who accused the prince of all manner of bad things. The prince, not being good at, telling the truth, tried to slip out, but you guys, being suspicious and wanting to get, the truth, tried to capture him. A contingency fired and the prince ran away. Going to the Imperial Dragon, you dropped off the Minotaur, and you now have a new person in the party. A shaman named Onun, the Iron Lotus. You guys, we're going to go back to the capital and start dealing with the fallout of the prince's running. Also, finding out about, how your pawns have been doing. So, we start the game with you guys considering leaving the Dawn Caller's, island. What are you guys going to focus on first? Are you going to leave? You still have one unanswered question?
Well, we could try and scry to see where the prince is. For those of
I'd
us
have
who
to
can't
prepare
scry.
that. And we're waiting. Valara could probably also scry. I think witches can prepare any spell, right? You don't have a limited spell list, right?
Lalara. No, she does, but she also knows how to scry because she has orbs that she scries through.
Okay.
But, wouldn't I have to give it a direction? I can't...
You can have one of your orbs searching through the capital city or a place for the prince. Unfortunately,
so we'd have to have...
It's a level 4 witch spell. Scrying, you have it.
Yes, she has scry.
Oh, yeah.
You actually have scry prepared today.
No, but, so you can either focus on one of your little eye constructs, which means that you have no chance of failure with the scrying, or you can be like, I want to find out that guy who looked at me in a funny way last week. What's he doing right now?
Okay, so, yeah. So I shouldn't do it on the... I shouldn't cast it on the orb, because if I cast it on the orb, then I'd have to have a general idea of where to look.
You'd have to have the orb near the prince for it to be useful.
So I should just scry and try and find him.
Does it help if we have any of his belongings?
It does.
It does.
Because he probably left something behind.
Jimmy!
Oh, Jimmy!
Jimmy would count.
Also, he left you those maps at the very least.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, maybe some spare dirty clothing or,
A lock of hair.
Lock of hair.
Lock of hair would be really good, but I think he's kept it all firmly on his head.
I don't know.
You definitely have the possession and garment, and let's see. firsthand versus familiar. Are you guys actually familiar with the prince?
I don't think so.
I mean, you spent time with him, but what do you know about him?
Do you know what his favorite color
I
is?
know that
Is sand a
Pink.
color?
Well, it's rough and coarse and it gets everywhere.
We probably
So-
have. If Jimmy doesn't count as a possession, I don't know what does.
Jimmy does. So,
Oh,
So he has to stick around in the party? Excellent.
well, to be fair, you guys are like, so Jimmy is currently, it's kind of just, he's in the garden of the Imperial Dragon, the Dawn Caller, whispering things to plants, and they're actually responding.
Oh. Oh no.
That's cool.
That's only a
Uh,
little bit creepy.
is
Well, the plants are moving, and it seems like Jimmy's having a one-sided conversation with the plants. But the more you look at it, the more it seems like the plants are actually speaking back to Jimmy, but just in a way that you guys can't.
Are we in the garden?
Oh, you're very close. You can see him.
Oh.
You're like in a room beside the garden with like windows looking out over the garden. Jimmy seems to be happy. Keeps also saying "go," and stuff, minor magical things keep happening. Are you guys going to approach Jimmy, or just going to be like, "Hey, we're going to take some of these maps and possessions we have the prince and try the scry"?
I guess try.
Okay, well, the first thing I need you guys to do is roll a caster level check. So that's 1d20 plus your caster level.
Which is 10 for her, right?
Yes.
No, none does not succeed, because I know that he'd see.
Oh my gosh, Rick.
Ooh,
Ooh. Okay.
that probably succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wait, Lauren, I don't think you have scry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, but
Like,
Chelsea does.
Whatever you need me to do, I'll do it.
succeed.
I'm rolling for that.
Okay, so I am going to do a GM roll for the prince. So you guys have a lock. So that is okay, Laura.
Hmm?
In the pool of water you're looking into, while Jimmy looks around confused, you see the prince.
Oh, snap.
That was easier than I thought it was going to be.
It turns out that you see him. He seems to be conversing. Let's see, what does scrying actually allow you? You can see and hear the subject and their surroundings, approximately 10 feet in all directions. Okay. You see him in what appears to be a dark wooden structure, a corner of some kind of wooden structure. There's a table. It might be an inn. There's food, but the prince isn't having any. And he seems to be talking with someone across the table. This person appears to be you would almost call them a down on their luck mercenary. You hear him he's whispering in Rouhani to this person, but I'm sure that you eventually translate it as
Cat.
Yep.
Fiend.
You eventually translate it as, "Oh, don't worry about any rumors you hear about me. I just have many enemies in the court. You see, they're going to be saying all kinds of nasty things. I'm actually helping the Empire." And the figure across the table is like, "And what does that have to do with some place in Mun?" And the prince says, "Oh, don't worry. You shouldn't worry about that. That's what I'm paid to worry about. What you're paid to worry about is really more of the physical protection and safety of someone as important as me." The prince smiles. The person seems mildly offended. And then you just see the prince stare deep into their eyes and go, "I think you understand my agreement." And the person that kind of slackens a bit and says, "I do understand." The prince smiles, then seems to look up to where you're kind of looking from and scowls a bit. The scrying ends.
What did he say? What does it have to do with Mun?
Yes. Mun, the floodplains of Mun, is a province. Oh, you guys can see it on the map. It's the Brown Province, where one of the vestments of Talmec, that's where you sent some of your agents to actually find.
Oh, I thought we were going after the ones over here at the border. I don't remember.
Ah.
I
Well,
don't think it makes too much of a difference. But yeah.
I know I sent agents to the top one,
Okay.
and I think Matt did as well.
Yeah, I had my diviner scrying.
and Frosty sent his agents to the bottom one.
Oh, I thought I sent them to back up yours. Okay.
So,
Well, hopefully that goes well.
hopefully that goes well. You suspect he's going after the vestments of Talmec, or he could be going through the floodplains of Mun to get back to the deserts of Ruha by avoiding the main Imperial highways. I guess, Chelsea, roll a knowledge nobility.
Okay.
Actually, anyone who you talk to,
Thane would be like talking out loud.
okay, but it would
Translation.
be, you recall a detail you saw on the mercenaries' like armor. That mercenary is, judging by your knowledge of the seals and heraldry, that person was part of the Delan clan, a kind of a fallen noble house that was disgraced by one of their, well, the head of the family about 10 years ago. They fallen on hard times, and it seems like they've turned to mercenary work / adventuring to make ends meet.
Okay.
Delan, for the mind-controlled merce and floodplains of... Well, you guys actually, the percentage chance that you guys would actually succeed on divination against the prince was rather low, so you did succeed.
Cool.
Well, since we saw the area, can't we teleport right there?
It was you would more likely teleport to a similar dark cavern corner. You don't even know if it's in the floodplains of Mun, which would be outside of her teleport distance.
Doubt it would be that far.
Could be in the capital, could be in Hixu. Could be his own bar, it could be someone else's.
Where does the Delon clan headquarter?
Ah,
That's a good question.
well, you'd have to research. You don't know exactly where they've ended up. You just know they were banished out of the imperial capital.
Okay, so
They were banished 10 years ago, so it's not common knowledge.
there's a few things that we could do, I suppose. We could have a best guess of where the prince might be based on the fact that he was speaking with a member of the Delon clan. However, I do believe that he noticed my scrying, so the mention of the floodplains of Mun could be a herring, a red herring, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
That would be the proper.
Or a trap. The prince is crafty, and I would rather not walk into something that he has set. So, not quite sure what the best option would be here, but we should at least be aware of the possibility.
Well, we could always return to the capital and
Mhm.
use the scrying division to help.
Divination, yeah.
Yeah, the court.
Keep trying to scry on him, get more information.
Because I'm sure there's
Okay.
some sort of scrying that can help you actually pinpoint a location. I'm surprised that scrying didn't pinpoint a location.
Well,
Well,
there's-
just like if it was a unique tavern that you
Mm.
guys had knowledge of, you'd be like, okay, and let's go to the Red Horse Tavern
Mm,
in insert this city, and that would be enough
gotcha.
for it there.
the prince
But
owns
there's
the tavern.
a
We
bit
could
of
at
a
least
limit
check
to
that out.
the scry and fry method of adventuring.
That's true. We should actually be seizing his assets at this point.
We should at least rule that one out because it's the last place we'd look because it's so obvious.
Yeah. Well, we need to return to the capital anyway.
Mhm.
So why don't we, unless there's anything else we need to do here.
Before we go, I think I should check on my other orb that's been scouting for the pearls of luck.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you can definitely cast that as you
As we
you-
fly.
as you fly.
But wouldn't
Uh,
that take us farther away from it? Aren't we already here on the coast?
Yes, but the yep, you can totally scry here. So when you scry your I guess your magical eye construct, it is the depths around you are incredibly dark, but you notice at the edge of the scrying vision faint phosphorescent lights. As your orb passes through the deep dark water, you see strange creatures and fish that seem to glow in the darkness. Your orb eventually almost sinks down and finds what seems to be the shell, what looks to be the ocean floor, but on further look, I guess closer look, is actually a giant clam shell.
Hmm.
And as the orb goes to the edge, you see you start being able to measure how big a clam this is. This is a huge clam. And it's in the deep darkness of the ocean floor. Briefly, the clamshell opens and bright light goes into, I guess, the 10-foot range around your orb and then closes again. Your orb is blown back from the clamshell from the force of the water ejected from the clam. But effectively, it seems like there's something very magical inside this giant clamshell. And your orb has zeroed in on it. Don't know what a knowledge physics would. I guess it would be either survival or knowledge nature. So anyone can roll.
Oh, perfect.
Survival or knowledge nature. This
Oh, I
isn't
think I have
monster knowledge.
Hmm.
Although it's pseudo monster knowledge, it's more like, what do you know about the depths of the ocean? It turns out Lalara, despite the fact that she was raised far from the ocean, knows a lot about the ocean. And so does Shakti. You note that for it to be that dark and to have a clam that big, the water pressure, the pressure of being so down there, would be damaging, if not fatal, if you guys just teleported directly there. Going from like surface or above surface level pressure to bottom of the ocean would be very distressing. The second is that clams only get that big in the deep, dark depths, and that it's likely in an oceanic trench that runs north-south along this region. Because you've seen the clam and you kind of know the trench, you kind of know the area of the ocean that you would have to start diving down to find it. Also, if you got close enough, you guys could kind of do navigation by where does Lalara feel her orb is right now.
Cool.
Once you got close enough.
But we need a whole setup to be able to do that. We don't have the gear for it.
Are there spells that protect against that?
There are
Probably.
spells. Effectively, water breathing. I'm hand waving that as it also helps you not die from
Pressure
general
changes,
oceanic
yeah.
conditions.
All right, that's good.
But you need long-term water breathing or long-duration spells with backup in case, something dispelled your water breathing.
I guess the Gauss masks,
Nasty.
right?
Gauss mask, they only provide about 60 minutes of water breathing
Oh.
a day.
Never mind.
You also know you could definitely get some kind of... There's likely... That area of the ocean does have some pirates, but also some merchants traveling from lands further east. So there's a few islands that dot the ocean around there. You might be able to not just have to dive down on a Kane into a random part of the ocean.
Well, if we just give her freedom of movement, we could actually just fucking do it.
I just remembered how dumb that fucking is. You cast freedom of movement on your stupid large bird and it can fly.
We'll just pick up the clam and get out of there. we can speed run this shit. Actually, yeah. Why don't we do that right now?
Okay.
You guys going to abduct a giant, an absolutely gigantic magical clam.
Well, how big is this clam? Because
Magical?
huge means something to me. But if it's just like,
Okay, when I say
Or is it
huge,
like
I
there's a
mean
dungeon
like
scrap?
it's a dungeon.
oh, okay.
It
You pick
it
up a
is
dungeon?
it is beyond colossal.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Because I was just
You
thinking,
could
man,
fit buildings inside of this.
man, I could just pick the whole thing up.
And you know what? Yes, you theoretically, if you got down there and you found the right magical giant clam, you could just rip the clam out.
I mean, if it's hollow.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What about the prince, though?
We need luck against him. Pearls of luck.
When you're not wrong. We might want to visit the capital to get people aware of the situation, get the equipment to do it, and then go.
I prepared
I have
for. I just love how I prepare for multiple possibilities.
I'm sorry.
before you guys go. And you're like, let's plunder this clam. Let's take this clam out from its oceanly home.
Weren't there ocean dwellers?
Oh, there's definitely creatures in the ocean that won't like you being down there.
No, like sentient people.
Oh yeah, there's like mer people, there's Kuatoa, there's Schwagen, shark people. There's probably also crap. There's whole civilizations in the ocean.
Okay, so I'm just tallying
And
up
we're
how
at
much
war with them.
water breathing I can give the party total. Because I can give a fair bit, and also the monkey and the shaman both just not need any of those casts. They just
Oh yeah.
say hi to a wave spirit and they're good. Let's see. So,
Hey,
water breathing.
Ian, I heard you had a plan.
Do you,
I'm
uh,
gonna go
Do you
shit
have True
on
Sight
it.
by chance?
True sight. Let me see if I can get that.
That with Frosty,
problem
it's
is
do
True
you
Seeing
have
has
True
a-
Sight today? It's a shaman level 5 spell.
Unfortunately, True Seeing does have a 250 cost to it every time you use it. It lasts a minute a level.
That's not very good.
No, it's not a good ratio.
It still is a really kick-ass spell. Because it effectively, utterly destroys a school of magic in its entirety.
What's our sight line down there?
In the umbral darkness
Yeah.
of the bottom
I
of
guess
the
very,
ocean.
very bad unless we have
Not
magical
good.
fire.
Unless you have dark vision or blind sight.
Hmm. Well, I can get dark vision. No problem.
I have dark vision.
Oh, well then.
All of the Asimar have dark vision baked in. Cooked in. Other
Yeah,
food
humans.
analogies.
Humans need to evolve better eyes.
Yeah, I can get 90 feet of dark vision.
So,
I'm
how
just
many in the party don't have water breathing naturally?
Me.
Saramon's out. We need
No.
Bergoscus.
Saruman is in the capital doing her job, which is how I'm
We
explaining.
no longer have to worry about Jimmy. We can take him back some other time. We don't have to worry about Saruman right now. We don't have to worry about Onan or the monkey. So, Shakti, Tiamos, Thalara, Moscus, Akane. 5, right?
Yes.
5.
Okay.
Hey,
best
I have,
ocean
in
maps.
one day, I can put out 70 hours of water breathing.
For everyone?
Everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, each person 70.
But he needs to effectively take a day to rejig himself.
Okay. Do you have freedom of movement?
Freedom of movement? Let's see what level that is. Because I'm taking a meta magic feat so that I can use all my level 3 spells, and then all my level 4 spells are double length
Oh,
versions
I
of
see.
water breathing.
Freedom of movement is level 4. And it isn't a shaman spell.
Okay.
Get-
That's not actually a
Get
problem, really.
cucked. Oh,
Oh, wait, no, it's cleric only. I can't get it from sorcerer even.
I
that
didn't
one-
realize sorcerer and wizards don't get freedom of movement.
Oh yeah, I can get
Oh,
that.
that was one of the cleric spells I selected.
Okay.
It's a long spell. It's like 100-minute duration.
110 minutes, yeah. Well, I can use that same meta magic feat, double the duration on this, and use it as my level 5 spell.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, because if that's on Akane, then we can get through the water pretty fast. It would be just like a travel day.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
So,
I don't know if Tree Seeing comes in wand form. Oh, well,
do we need true seeing, or can we
it
use
would
something
be
to
way-
just
It would be way expensive.
create supernatural light? Like I've got a cantrip of light. As long as it's not supernatural darkness, we're good.
There's a lantern.
Okay, well,
Why don't we go back to the capital first?
Mm-hmm.
Settle, talk with our assorted people.
Mhm.
Talk to our pawns. Make sure that they're aware of the situation. Start scrying, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so I can get a total of 11 hours of freedom of movement
For one person?
for one person.
Okay.
Should we also take Jimmy in for questioning about the prince?
I doubt it would help.
I don't think he knows too much.
I don't think he knows what half of what you guys have done, and he's been there.
Onan
But
chimes
you can
in and
totally,
says,
you know, ask him your questions.
Onan chimes in and says he's done his part in the battle against the prince. Whenever I needed to scry on you guys, he was the target because he's kind of easy. I mean,
Alright.
what? No, I never scryed on you guys. That would be creepy. No. This is the first time I've ever met you. Hi.
Well, this is the first time we've met. But not the first time you've looked at us.
That's awkward.
So awkward.
Okay. So we have enough water breathing and a fair bit of freedom of movement. I don't know how long that trip is, just a vertical distance, but as long as it's less than 5 hours either way, I think we're good. And even if it's not, we can actually rest underwater because we have more than 24 hours a person of water breathing.
Well, I'm glad we've done all this plan.
Mm-hmm.
Could we go back to the capital first, and
Yes.
we could, if you give me a little bit of, I'm gonna need some time to prepare for you guys to just abduct the clam dungeon.
Oh dear.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
Mm-hmm.
This is the beauty of tabletop RPG. If I was a computer, I would just say no. But because I'm not a computer, I can say yes, but.
Okay.
So I am complete. I love how clever you guys have been with this. So I'm going to say you can try. It won't necessarily succeed, but I do need some time.
Oh, well, whenever that sort of thing comes up, we can try but might not necessarily succeed. It's time to turn to the staff of divination. So,
Hey, DM! Is our crazy plan so crazy it might just work?
Well, wait.
Okay.
Sorry, just one little thing.
mhm.
If water breathing allows us to be there, right?
We don't need to pick it up, yeah.
No. If water breathing allows us to not care about the atmosphere, for lack of a better term, around us, that giant clam is pretty unique. We could teleport directly to it.
That's true.
We can cast all the water breathing and freedom movement spells on everyone and go.
I'm so glad you guys aren't environmentalists. Why are you taking the clam from where it is? It's perfectly happy. It's happy as a fucking clam.
We're taking it because it's a prisoner of war.
Yeah, we're fighting the motion. We gotta take prisoners.
So if you look in the Discord, you can see the creepy staff of divination that this
Oh wow.
your new
I was
compatriot has.
wondering if those were eyeballs.
Yeah, they're like little gold eyes. Most of them are moving right now, and as she contemplates a question to it, one stops moving.
Can you
And
ask
their
it?
question is,
Oh.
can we pick up a clam? Can we
Yeah,
pick up
that's
a
my
clam?
question.
Is it going to go well for us?
Okay.
All right, let me get my numbers.
Let me look at the spell's description. So I'm gonna do a GM roll to see what kind of advice you're gonna get.
And if there's any
Oh.
consequences, even if this will tell us about them even a week out, if this changes our war on the ocean in any way.
Let's see.
Actually, we could probably just consider this a mission for the Empire in our war on the ocean.
Okay, if it's If it's less than 350,000 pounds, Akane can lift it. Can
How
fly with it.
long can you?
Okay,
pull
how
at that rate?
many tons is 300?
It is 175 tons. I already have that in my thing.
175 tons.
Yes. Now, if it's a trench, she
How
could
much?
push 875
175
tons.
Now, is that with your buff? Because if
That's with
that's
the
your
buff.
I don't know if you can pull it up the whole way under your buff. I don't know how long that lasts.
It lasts for...
I'm trying to, I need to visualize what
Yep.
that is.
Chelsea.
Okay,
Sorry, what was that?
200 tons is 1.1 times the weight of a house. Of a single unstoried house.
What, Lauren?
Would you be able to? You can craft items, right? Like
Yeah.
magical items. So
Yeah,
if you look in the Discord, would you be able to craft something like that?
probably.
We could. I don't know that we need it.
Oh, it'd be so cool. We can go to outer space.
I mean,
Okay,
there's
so
a-
it would be 2.5 times as heavy
Hmm.
as the space shuttle. This thing might actually be too heavy for you to,
No.
because it's 1 3/4 times as heavy as a blue whale.
Okay, so what are the numbers I need to meet? Because I still have a trick up my sleeve.
Yes,
God.
you do. Yes, you do.
Oh,
So
do you have a spell to lighten things?
No,
Or do you
well-
want me to get one?
I would need a little bit of money, and Akane would get a new suit of armor.
Oh God, tell me which one.
Uh,
Just tell me what it is.
it does. It's an enchant called Burdenless. and-
Oh yeah.
Would provide 1.5 times, so it's basically doubling what I already have. So instead of
It's
having,
increased the cost 50%.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it goes up to
okay.
262 for flying, and it goes up to 1,313 for pushing.
1,313.
Yeah. For
That would be enough to move the clam.
would 200.
If you had burdenless armor and you were gargantuan, you could move the clam.
Awesome.
How long can you stay gargantuan?
9 minutes.
Can you lift it out of the ocean in 9 minutes?
I don't know. How deep is the trench?
Actually, what is the?
Could we
effect
just
that it's
teleport
making
back
to
out?
the-
Technically,
Could you just grab it?
technically, if it's a piece of equipment or it's being held by a person, you can teleport with it. Now, normally that
Okay.
doesn't make sense when
Possibly
you're
while it's
like you
holding
can't
stuff?
you can't hold a house and say, "Oh, I'm holding it," because you can't lift it. But if you can lift it, it's part of you.
That's also assuming the clam isn't living.
Fair.
Yeah. I
You
don't
don't
think you
get
can
a
just-
will save.
So-
Ian's gonna have to
Goddamn.
stat out the clam.
Okay, I'm gonna go get myself some water as I contemplate statting out a clam.
Okay, so I would need how much money?
I contemplate stepping out a clam.
Now, Snake, what effect makes it gargantuan? Is that a spell or
It's a necklace.
is it like a DM item?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
animal growth is a spell.
Animal growth. Okay. I
If
can
you
do
have
that.
animal growth, that'd be great.
You know I got animal growth. Shaman.
Oh, well,
Wow.
then I don't have to use the necklace because that's temporary. I have a 50 charge thing, and it's already down to 47. I know, it's horrible.
This may sound like a stupid physics question, but isn't the problem not dragging it up? Isn't the problem getting it out of the bottom and not in the open ocean? Because once it's in the open ocean, it should be relatively weightless.
Oh, you know what? It should be a lot lighter if it's in the water.
It's buoyancy, yeah.
So, what?
I'm learning. Okay, I'm making a risk here and saying I literally am only basing this off SpongeBob, but I'm pretty sure clams can like fly around in the ocean.
Well, because
Just by, like,
they're
flapping?
mostly hollow.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Well, I think
sorry.
they use
Can
they-
giant clams move?
But-
use jets of water, I think, to move.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You'd
So-
have to grapple the giant clam.
Tongue feet.
Oh, I can do that. So wait, like that's how much it would weigh. That number is when it's on land, as Frosty was saying. How much does it weigh in the water?
I don't. Let's see. Does Pathfinder have rules for item weight? Weight in the water.
Oh, I could also shrink the clam.
Could
With
you?
the opposite of animal growth. I can't remember its name.
Animal shrink.
That's what it's called. Okay. Just look up animal, and I'll get the right answers, right? No, not that one. no.
Okay, so effectively, can you lift heavier things while in the water?
I love this.
Yep. That's why I put on Ocean Man to help me dull the pain.
Guys, we don't have to go for this.
No,
And I-
we're
no.
we're invested. We're invested now.
Also, Ian.
Oh yeah, it uses its tongue.
Ian,
Yes.
I see pearls of celestial wisdom, but not pearls of luck.
The Pearls of Celestial Wisdom.
In the handout, so I'm just trying to remember what they do.
The Pearl of Luck is one of the Pearls of Celestial Wisdom. There's
Oh.
4 pearls.
Oh.
And it's supposed to grant its owner exceptional luck and help them avoid danger. So, because no one's had this pearl for a long time, people don't know the exact details of how it gives.
Okay.
Okay, it needs to be a single willing animal to be reduced. Fortunately.
Okay.
Well, if you
So
guys
I was
could,
very
if
excited
you
because I
guys
saw
could
it saving
fuck
throw.
with a giant clam and make it happy to leave where it is.
I mean, I can definitely charm animal.
And I have speak with I have a spell for speaking with anything. So
Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out how underwater affects
comprehend
me.
languages. Oh, I can understand, but I can't speak.
You need tongues. Oh,
Yeah.
your cat can speak to it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can cast tongues. You're gonna hear that a lot, by the way.
I can do that.
I can cast that.
Okay, game mastering. Is there something for killing yourself? No, condition. No, actually, it would be. It wouldn't be that. It would be environment and movement. Okay.
I can speak Aquan if it speaks Aquan.
It likely, if it's an intelligent magic clam, you can speak Aquan to it.
Yes.
Ooh.
Water.
New life goals.
Well, according to Google, if a rock was 300 pounds in the water, it would weigh about 200 pounds. So it's about a third.
Okay, it's about a third reduced, just by being in the water.
I could throw charm monster on it.
Remember,
Yeah.
all these are relying on it failing a saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To be like,
mean,
hey,
I want to
hey,
have this
I
option.
want to take you on a magical journey. You what? I can show you the world. Beautiful, sparkling magic. Remember, because would it fit in a portable hole? Because I guess if you have a long enough freedom of movement,
I feel like putting a portable hole at the bottom of the ocean is a bad idea.
Oh. Mm.
Yeah.
clams are a little bit weird. Its tongue is likely larger than any of you. If you guys actually end up in a fight with this clam, there will be casualties likely. as the
Oh.
clam literally is kind of Godzilla-sized.
So you're saying we
Oh.
should do drugs and go inside it?
You know what? That's the last time. That's how you dealt with the last one.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know if this follows there, but you can use salt as bait.
Huh.
Ha!
We can give it salt cubes. We could have it follow us.
Like, apparently they like salt. People use salt to get them out of the ground. They're like, oh hey, it's saltier. Yeah.
God damn it.
Dun, 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 dun. So just- Now, so how many rounds of freedom of movement would your bird have?
Apparently a lot.
Rounds?
A
Or
ton.
like
have-
how long? What's the duration?
Okay, the duration is
11 hours.
about 11 hours.
Okay.
It's just a stupid amount of time.
I know, right?
You guys are more than 11 hours of flight away from
Oh right, but we go to a
the
little.
coast. Oh, you
Oh
drop
no,
it
we
on an
we
island.
can teleport to it.
No, I'm
Freedom
just
of movement
saying.
up, but then the problem is
Once you have it,
Oh, yeah. Couldn't we teleport? If we can't teleport away with it, then we'd have to locate an island above.
and drop it on the
Well,
island.
Like we'd have to pull it out of the trench and go up and scout.
Can
and then go back
clams
down and move it toward it.
survive out of water?
So, wait a minute. Well, for a little while they can, yeah. So
Probably.
why?
Oh wait, you can give it
what
air
is the
breathing.
advantage? What is the advantage? So like getting
It's-
out of the water all the way and all that.
I mean, I guess the idea is we don't want it to live. We just want to drop it on there, let it.
Oh, we want it to
Starve.
die.
Yeah.
Well, we want the
Well,
pearl.
you actually all you want is the pearl out of it.
However,
Oh,
the Emperor might like us if we gave him a giant clam and said, "Look how we're fighting for you." This is
but
what
then
we've been
he'll
doing
say,
this
"Oh,
whole
it's
time.
selfish,"
Or
and then try to call it an assassination attempt.
Onan crosses some stuff out of the Book of Treason. She likes this plan now.
Well, Lara wouldn't like taking the clam out. Like, she.
You'd prefer to just get the pearl of
It's
celestial.
just.
or we could take the clam out of the ocean and drop it on the palace.
I think that's terrible.
We can take the clam and push it somewhere else.
Oh god, there's so many
We-
SpongeBob.
We could take it out of the water, get the pearl, and then push it back in. If you don't want to kill it, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
I'd
care
like a
about
catch
it.
and release.
I don't care about killing it. I just want the pearl.
Okay, but either way, whether it's in the water, out of the water, alive or dead, if it's as big as a dungeon, like it's still going to be difficult to locate. No, like
I mean, we can just tear through parts of it
Oh.
and figure it out.
If you can pick up the whole thing, I think you can open its mouth.
Yeah.
Just pry it open.
they have really, really, really strong muscle. But yeah, okay.
Have you not
It's
seen my
literally
bird?
all it is a shell and a muscle.
That's
could
all my
also just
Akana
try-
is.
We could also just try talking to it, because I have a cat that can talk.
We could try.
I'd
Yeah,
prefer.
we'll try that before we go to violence. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but I mean,
They don't usually care for pearls. I mean, they're like, oh, I caught something gross. It's a pearl now. Like maybe they don't. Maybe it'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Maybe that's why it's so big, and it'll be like never letting go.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
question: how do we know that there's such a thing as a pearl of luck? How did we name it if it's been inside this clam this whole time?
Well, it used to not be inside this clam.
No, I
And
don't
the
think
now it
clam
is
picked it
inside
up?
the clam.
Does the clam pick up the pearl?
Might be.
Yeah.
Might have been an accident. Might have been drawn to the magic.
accidents happen, or someone just shoves it in the mouth. They do
It's like,
that.
hey, this looks like a good spot for this.
Well,
I'll keep it here for you.
Maybe
normally
someone
people can't
returned
lift
it, and it was originally from this clam.
Have a
Oh.
drink Bailey's out of a shoe.
And then we can repeat the cycle later, like at the end of the campaign. Throw it back in the water. Clam will get it.
It'll be another giant clam, or that same clam.
Same clam. Had a rough life. People stealing its pearl and giving it back.
No, it's been lucky. It's been lucky.
All right, why don't we have to get off this island with the dawn color before we can do anything,
That is correct.
because we can't teleport from here.
No, you can't. So, do you guys effectively spend a day preparing for your underwater journey?
Why don't we go to the capital?
Spend that out at the capital, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
we'll
need to send any messages? I've got a few sendings prepared right now.
Well, you've warned the
Balnorns.
the Balnorn
Mhm.
that the prince is not to be trusted. You could actually ask the Dawncaller, hey, there's a giant clam that has the Pearl of Luck. Do you know of this clam? Of course, that if you want to use your question on the clam, you could.
Oh, how did your question work out?
Oh yeah, I don't think we had a solid plan in place. I need to sort of suggest a plan, and then I get a couple words back as a, "That's an idiot idea," or "That's a great idea," or
Oh yeah. So the divination. When you did your divination, what was the plan you had in mind?
The plan
specific
was-
goal, event, or activity.
lift this thing out the water.
Useful piece of advice. Often take the form of a cryptic rhyme or omen.
Oh, actually, I should ask if it's can be negotiated with.
Ah, okay. You use your divination and you shake your staff and says, "Can the clam be negotiated with?"
I need to, you
God.
need to do a DM roll 1d100 to see if you
Yeah,
can.
I did the roll for you.
Okay.
He knows, Frosty.
You asked to do divination before, so I rolled it.
God.
The
I'm offended for you right now, Ian.
Thank you.
I just want to
I
make sure.
need people to be offended for me. That's how the internet works. The clam can. You see a vision. Oh wait. Okay, a cryptic rhyme or omen. As you cast the spell, your eyes are guided to watching Jimmy. Now
Oh,
having relocated by the beach, he's picked up some kind of what appears to be a clam, and he's
Ko!
talking "Ko!" and it opens, and then he tries to stick his finger, and then it closes on his finger. He says, "Ow!" Ko! It opens, and he sticks his finger again. Ow! Ko. It opens, and he doesn't stick his finger in, and a pearl comes out.
well,
Guess Jimmy's
okay then.
important.
Okay then. Now we have
Cryptic omen.
Sounds like we
60
should send
hours
Jimmy to
of-
I feel like Jimmy is essentially Hey Hey from Moana.
Yeah, the
Because-
idiot chicken.
The literally stupid chicken he's the most important character because he saves the fucking day. I feel like Jimmy is Hey Hey right now.
Yep.
So 6 people then times 24 hours. Need to hit 144 hours of this. Times.
We could keep Jimmy in a bag or something until we get there. I don't know.
No, don't worry about it. We have like 3 times as much water breathing as we need.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we still have enough to like recast it on the party twice if we need to. Like, that's our current situation.
And this
So
is how
anyway.
casters destroy any semblance of game balance.
Hey, I mean,
Continue.
I came to Ian and I was like, I want to make a character sort of like your Ted the Enabler who can just make any plan work by pure magical brawn and adaptability. And you were like, hey, can do. Be
Yeah,
a shaman.
I'm not actually annoyed that you guys are doing this. It just requires a bit of improvisation.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, improvisation. Now,
Oh,
so, you guys, are you guys gonna tell the Dawncaller what you're doing, or just like, see you later? We're off to go to
I
the
guess
capital
we can
and
mention
plunder a
it.
clam.
We'll say, hey, we're thinking about getting the Pearl of Luck. We're not using our question or anything, but I thought we'd maybe mention it to you.
Ah, the The woman says, so you found it somewhere in the deep depths of the ocean. The helm of approximate truth only lets me see approximately where it is, and if it's deep enough in a trench, I don't really need such a pearl.
Yeah, we're probably
But
gonna pick the clam up and bring it back.
she seems to think about that, and she says, while that is a viable solution, you might worry that there are creatures of the deep that might not take too kindly, including the clam.
We have a perfect and infallible solution to that.
She smiles and she says,
We are not going to ask permission.
"You're gonna ask forgiveness." No, she just goes, "Good luck with that, and let me know. A pearl might be worth something to us pillars. If you don't find a use for it yourself."
All right. Good to keep in mind. To the capital. Away.
You guys get on the bird and fly out. After you reach out of the maze, you just teleport straight to the capital.
Oh,
I
actually,
assume you
Onan has business, which is fixing that chapel you broke.
Oh.
So that's what she's going to spend the rest of her time on right now. She tells you guys, go check out the Prince's Bar.
As you guys, do you guys
I'll
actually
meet you
go
there.
to the Prince's Bar?
Yeah, we can check it out.
As you go to the Prince's Bar, you discover that it is on fire.
Huh.
Oh,
After there are several people, lots of characters, as in people who dressed strangely, who are mourning at the destruction of the bar. And one of them says, "I don't know how it could have happened. It was a freak mage fight." And one's like, I didn't realize that Greece could be set on fire like that," one mage says as he's being carted away by capital.
Oh no, we're wrong and so long and row whatever.
You guys do find amongst the crowd outside is no wrong in so long, who seem in a disheveled state. Either from the fire or something else you don't quite know.
Ew.
Well,
Young love. Now,
nothing to find here.
when they see you, they thank you again, and then they go to another hotel, another inn. It appears like there's been some. You don't believe that this is a freak accident. It seems rather unbelievable, but it seems like the prince is also trying to limit people's access to things to scry on him with. Either that or someone who the prince pissed off finally acted on it.
That's
Good timing.
plausible.
The prince makes no enemies. He's so friendly.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So as you go deeper into the capital, I'm considering whether or not the plot hook I had for this session should even trigger. But you guys discover, Tiamos.
Yeah.
You find in one of the, I guess, dead drops, you find a message for you from your diviner.
What does it say?
Encoded, it says, Kota-chan is alive and in the capital. She is at, and then another code word for one of your hideouts.
Okay.
So if you want the other party members to know what she says, I can say it out here. If you want it to be secret stuff and then you tell the other party members, that's also cool.
Let's keep it secret for now.
Okay.
Secret spooky. So yeah, we derailed that a little bit.
A little bit. Well, now,
Thanks.
whether it's this time or next time.
I mean, I'm happy with it.
I mean, I just suggested it. We didn't have to do it.
Yeah, but you found
No.
evidence of it. It's like, It's like, it's gotta...
Like the fact that we found it, if we had waited to scry on it, I think it would have worked just the same, but we would have got this plot hook first. Which isn't a bad thing at all. Just what happened. And then you needed animal growth, which is Shaman level 5. Convenient. I can extend that.
Animal
But it's
growth
a
is pretty
6th level
good.
slot. How many 6th level slots do I have? 2. Alright. So, yeah, you got another 40 minutes of animal growth.
Nice.
Or wait, yeah.
Well, that's a long message.
Yeah. You might be actually acting on it.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know.
It's hard to tell. We'll never ever know. But yeah, I think we can probably lift that thing out of the ocean. But I think I would need money.
Alright.
Have we gotten money?
Not
Because I feel like we
recently.
haven't gotten anything. And
No.
I owe you things.
You owe me like
and
5
stuff.
grand.
We haven't got money in quite a while, actually, yeah. We keep going after, like, I think if we did the previous thing, the worm, a different way, we would have got money out of it instead of just the book. Because if we were actually there, we would have looted everything instead of there in a dream.
Right.
Because the worm, like, ate the entire horde of the Shadow Dragon. The book just happened to be in it.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed we didn't get anything out of that, but
That's okay. This is, like, even... Oh, there they are.
Yes, you can keep on talking.
Okay. I was going to say, even though we haven't got money from recent adventures, this is still a higher gold game than our levels should permit.
Definitely.
So Tiamos comes up to you guys and says, I need your help.
With what?
So when I was young, my family was killed in an insurrection. And my associates may have finally found the ringleader of the rebellious group.
After all this
Interesting.
time.
After all this time. It's a little bit strange, but apparently they're in the Imperial lands near the border where one of the pieces of the vestments of Telmac is.
Okay.
The original plot hook of this session.
Well, I mean, I suppose the pearl's not going anywhere.
Yep.
But we can prepare, and we can slowly prepare for it. We don't actually have all the equipment we need at the moment, so.
Especially because, like, while your bird can lift the clam, like, it needs. Maybe you guys need to wrap something around the clam.
You just gotta push it. That's all you gotta do. Just push it real good.
We just push it. The whole ocean is basically just a ramp, right?
Exactly.
We just push it up.
Yeah, just push it up. Freedom of movement. The clam will be moving slowly through the water, but the bird will be quick.
Real good.
That's a really old.
Question: does freedom of movement prevent you being entangled by the shit you're carrying?
Yes.
So
Not
it just
over
seems like
encumbered,
you-
but not entangled.
Okay, it doesn't stop you from being over encumbered.
No. But that's not really the issue here.
So even with freedom of movement, you can't have a backpack full of infinity.
No, I don't think so.
Dang.
I don't think that's intended anyway. I know,
Okay.
weird.
Oh, it turns out they don't have push it as part of the Roll20.
Yeah, they do. Pushing slowly.
No, but as part of my Roll20 audio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It'll be as if you guys are going to reference it.
And I can't remember. Did you say life blast can do damage to living creatures, or is it only negative? Like
Only negative.
undead?
It's a very specific circumstance in which it can actually.
But it's so powerful.
Yeah, no.
Oh well. Okay. What should I bring to this encounter?
So, Timos, I think we'd
Yeah.
be more than happy to help you, especially since it's so close to the vestments at Talmud.
Especially the ones the prince's minions were sent to investigate.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
it seems like it's a good thing to go after. So why
All
don't
I
we?
ask
Yeah.
is that the ringleader is left alive.
It's doable.
Do you know anything about them? Signature combat people? Are they mages? Are they?
They're just
I know,
mercenaries.
I know that his name is Gong Huan, and that he's in the Yangin village. But that's all I know.
Hmm.
My man couldn't get in close.
All right, all right.
I mean, if we go in there, I'm sure someone like that would be easy to spot. We could probably rush them down before they know what hit them. Could we get there today, is the question. How far
We
out
got
are we?
twice as many people who can teleport.
Oh. Well, you're better than the prince already.
Also, you guys could actually teleport. It would be a teleport, and you guys could actually make it there in a day.
Because it's 500
Alright.
meters, or whatever, 500 units a teleport, right?
No, it is. It's 1,000 miles or 1,100 miles, depending on the caster level.
Oh, so then if you just we could just do 2 teleports.
Yeah, well, 1,100 miles. So actually, I can raise my casting level with the prayer beads, and then we can get there in one.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very flexible.
So Parabates of Karma and teleport.
Okay.
I don't know if I have teleport ready.
We could actually go in at night and catch them by surprise.
Not a bad
That
idea.
sounds like a plan.
You have no. We have no reference on what he looks like,
No, unfortunately not.
but it is a male.
Yes.
Okay. How do we have any intel on the size of this village? Is it just a small rice farm or something?
It is a small. You looking through some imperial records. By the records, it's a small hamlet of around 100 people.
Yeah, that's very doable.
We also need to consider that they're holding. They may be holding the village hostage.
Mm.
Okay. So if you guys are gonna wait for the evening, and
And
then,
do our. I just think we need enough time to do anything we need to do in the capital. And then...
yes. Oh, Lauren asked, did this information come from a trusted source? Did they use a phrase and such?
Yes.
Because you have to worry about,
Especially
Oh
in
yeah,
my
this
life.
sounds so much like a Prince Trap action. You put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Oh,
have
look
to be
who
acting very
conveniently showed up. The people you want to kill. Did you ever
Oh,
mention
wow,
that to
how
the
about that?
prince?
I don't think so. Tiamos and the Prince weren't exactly close after he forcibly gave him a swirly in holy water.
Heh, that's true.
I can't imagine why the angel and the tiefling didn't get along too well. But
I know, right?
Okay, so as you start, so for everyone else, your henchmen, going after the vestments of Talmec and the floodplains of Mun, have not reported in, but you also didn't really they don't really have ways of reporting in, other than like physically being back in the Imperial camp.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still in the floodplains of Mun, presumably. As for Chelsea,
Mm-hmm.
your crafting people have made 2,000 GP worth of profit for you.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
She literally has a magic item maker.
It's a
under
good-
her
yeah, it's a good
employ,
thing.
And every few weeks you come back and say, "Hey, I want my cut." And they're like, "Here, have some money." Thanks for.
Although I think I have to just immediately give that over to.
No, you don't have to immediately. But eventually. Because you can't craft me anything in time, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so Tiamos, your agents are back in the capital,
Yes.
and Ceramins is effectively helping her do her job. The Lars are making money. Ruhas were, out where the vestments of Talmec. Mozgus, your agents were helping with that.
Mm-hmm.
And Shakti, I think yours were holding down the fort.
Yep.
So, unless you want to have your agents do anything different.
I'm good.
I sent a message to you, Ian.
Yep. Sure. We'll start. We'll talk about what you actually want to do and the mechanics later. That's
Okay.
cool. So, let's see. As for the capital, you guys hear rumors about, well, people are all talking about the burning of Prince Ruha's inn. The Emperor has declared a new front on the war with the ocean and is starting to create artificial islands to create staging posts against the ocean.
No,
Now,
do you
who's
want
in
to
charge of
ask
that?
for us?
It is actually begrudgingly given to General Hiruzen,
Sounds
who
familiar.
is part of the War Council.
I don't know anyone in the War Council. I don't think.
General Hiruzen is one of the main the three high generals. Hiruzen is in charge of the expansion division. He's effectively the aggressive war person. He's the general most associated with that, at least. Oh yeah, I need to add.
I wouldn't mind trying to have a conversation with him, see if I can convince him to put one near that area.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like he doesn't. The
The
whole thing's nonsense, so it doesn't really matter where they go.
And it is one of the biggest things in the ocean, right? It's an ocean asset.
So rumors are flying around at dizzying paces about if the emperor is going to declare war on an actual other nation, or if by declaring war on the ocean, they're actually declaring war on all the ocean-faring nations. There's a lot of talk, but most people rationally agree that the emperor can't possibly be declaring war on every living creature in the ocean. And the diplomats are trying to downplay that to any of the merfolk or shark people or crab people emissaries that have arrived due to the confusion that the emperor's declaration has had. There are rumors that in the south, near the islands of Yangdapur, there has been a strange ship, seemingly made of metal, that has been sighted off of the many islands of Yangdapur. The Empire is considering who to send to investigate this, as a ship made of metal seems absurd, but could be quite useful. There are also rumors of a resurgence of discontent in the deserts of Ruha, as there seems to be some internal political upheaval in the country, and the province has further shut down its borders. The other provinces are just having their regular ups and downs and scandals. The endless plains of Xantar seem to be also getting some rumors that there is some kingdoms to the far west of the empire are currently being attacked, either by each other or forces. Refugees are fleeing, and the endless plains of Xantar is getting a small number of these Western refugees. Look at all these rumors that have built up since you guys last bothered to check. The Empire's big, however, and you guys can't handle all. So. Oh yes, there's also rumors that a large portion of the jungles of Rezith, that there's been a large fire that has been taken care of by the anvil. And that there's and of course everyone has heard that there is a new volcano in Haval, the Three Wise Mountains. And people are deciding if it's an omen or if it's a naturally occurring thing, or if it's the birth of some new creature, demigod, what have you. Some rumors even say it's the work of the Phoenix cult. But these are in whispers, and no one really believes them.
All them rumors.
All the rumors. So, are you guys?
Ooh.
Mhm.
I just thought of a actual cool name for our. We should be the Firebringers.
Fire.
That seems
It seems
contrary
Phoenix.
to what we're trying to do.
Fire Tamers?
Fire Tamers, I like that.
Hey, I like it, but I don't have to like it. The rest, everyone else has to like it as well. So,
Because we could just start a rumor that it's like we made the volcano or something.
We
We're
did make the
cool,
volcano.
powerful. I don't know.
We made a volcano and destroyed a small farming town. We're the best. Come on.
It wasn't really a town. It was just a house.
Unless you want to just eventually go like, we're the volcano-making clam tamers. Just haul a giant clam onto the surface. Dun, 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 dun.
So is there any other business in the capital?
Now that you guys have two missions that you're like actively going on, and you're waiting on the your pawns to come back from the northwestern investments of Talmec. No. It seems like the voice's protection, saying that you're working for her, has calmed some of the grumbling about your disappearances in the court, and that you're likely in a few weeks going to have to go back and just have some time of just catching up on work. But otherwise, your departments have kind of been forced to just deal with your vacation.
Hey,
It's not even really a vacation.
we're about to bring down a mercenary group. That's part of what I do.
Yeah, and
True.
it's not like there aren't that many people that actually even know that TMOS is really what TMOS actually does at the court. So,
I do nothing. I just play the drums all day.
He's a music man. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, I feel like we should go. So when we go in there, if we can teleport directly into the village, pre-buff, already rock and rolling, and
Sounds good.
just go for it. Anyone who looks dangerous, we just take them down, non-lethally, until we figure out who the actual people are.
Well, this sounds like a brilliant plan.
What could go wrong?
Oh, so Tiamos, do you want to mention what supposedly Gonghuan is the leader of? Like, what he's currently doing?
Did you
Please
tell me?
Yes, I did. He's currently running an orphanage
Oh
at
yes.
the edge of
Yeah.
town.
Oh,
I thought you meant like some kind of secret.
No. But this is like if you guys are gonna teleport in and you want to confront him, you probably need
Yes.
to be more specific.
He's the head of an orphanage.
Well, that doesn't sound bad. Are you sure this is the right guy? Says Onan.
I'm sure.
Okay.
dog agrees.
The dog
Oh,
agrees.
whoa, whoa.
Hates orphans.
Sorry, people just got home. She's sad.
Okay. So, who's teleporting?
I am. I'm going to use the prayer beads of karma and teleport immediately.
Okay.
Hope you
We're gonna
teleport
buff-
us somewhere
We're gonna
bad.
buff first.
Yes.
No, pre-buff? Yeah.
Rage.
Rage,
that is
big bird. Bird swole
And haste.
Oh.
and haste. Man, we haven't been able to pre-buff since forever.
For the first time forever.
Oh, okay.
I also cast see invisibility.
Ooh.
I guess I'll go ahead and cast my flight thingy.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
a good pre-buff.
wait, do I have to do that anymore?
You could stay on the bird.
Okay.
No,
so
I
1,500.
think my broom is an instant now. I forget.
Okay, so 1,500.
Are they known for any particular tactics? Like fighting style? I think we asked this question, but I forget.
Uh,
didn't say
no.
Okay.
Not that I was told.
Okay. All right.
Well, I assume that you've never been to this village.
Nope.
Okay, so I've rolled the consequences of your teleport.
Oh boy.
Yay.
So, you're at the capital. You teleport towards the village. As you reappear, all of you ready to kick some ass. You end up on the top of a hill on a sea of endless grass. There is a herd of goats that is startled and runs away. You look around, roll knowledge geography.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
have that.
I do.
If I do.
I'm gonna grab a drink.
I can do something with untrained stuff because I'm
It
sorry.
Uh,
No, I can't
this
now.
judging by the plant life, the mountains, all that, or the like hills you're seeing, you aren't in the Imperial Province. You're in the southern part of the endless plains of Xantar.
Well,
You fucked up the teleport.
Lalara just sort of like looks at what's the new guy's name? New girl's
Odin.
name?
Odin.
Odin.
oh,
Odin?
none.
Odin.
Odin, as in
Okay.
master
Master
of
oh none.
Because she's the
Okay.
jack of all trades. Ha.
So Lalara just looks at Onan and just does a big and like shakes her head.
I know
But she
for
like
a
can't
fact
really
you have
she
failed more
can't really
teleports than
say
I have.
anything. What did you say?
I know for a fact you failed as many teleports as I have.
Huh? I've done as many teleports as you have?
No,
You've
you
you
failed.
failed as many teleports
N-
as I have.
Onan would not know that.
Actually, I don't think oh none would know that.
Okay, fair.
There would be what? Yeah.
No,
That had
no,
nothing to
because
do with
like
anything.
you would have had to have. Yeah, no, I don't think you would have known that one.
Yes, but I mean, well, Lara doesn't say anything. She just sighs and shakes her head because she knows she can't say anything because of her fuck up.
Okay.
But she still wants to make you feel bad.
Mhm.
That was not a fuck up. We got so much mammoth meat.
That is true.
The other time
There's
you ruined the
currently
Prince's
only
food,
goat.
that was the
We-
moment he became your enemy.
Mammoth?
Are we
All right, so
doing
we
another
can
teleport?
fly or... I only have preparations for one teleport.
Does Lalara have it?
Oh, Laura should have one.
I think I have. We've rested since
Yeah.
our
you've rested.
bullshit, right? Okay.
Guys kind of spent a day in the capital, learning about all the rumors. Oh no.
Is she supposed to roll that, or are you supposed to roll that?
Yeah, I
Oh,
have
yeah.
2 teleports going.
I am.
Do you want me to do things?
I
Do-
swear
do
it
you
was
want-
her rolling before, but
It wasn't. It
Oh,
was-
it's actually to similar area. Okay, you know what, Chelsea, you roll the 1d100
Okay.
because I don't want multiple mishaps. And if you guys get a mishap, oh, it's
that's not. How...
it's
Well,
Um,
no, Yeah, try
I'm
again.
bad. I'm bad.
Okay, you guys uber mishap. No,
Well,
well, you guys teleport. Oh yeah, I actually have a map prepared for this, unlike the giant clam. And
Don't be salty. Ha ha ha. Because clams are salty. Okay.
yeah, I get you. Okay, let me. Okay. You guys teleport. It is night. It is a house that has a small smoke kind of curling above the chimney. There's corn and rice and other farming, I guess, vegetables and fruits around. It is night, so no one's really outside. You do see a light from the inside.
I put a finger up to my
Oh.
lips.
Bird should be big, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Onan uses Gaze of Flames to look at the light on the inside.
Oh, true, you can. You see an older man, sort of humming softly to himself as he's reading a book by magical, like a light spell cast on a candle. So it's not actually, the candle isn't actually burning, so it just cast light on the candle.
Hmm. It's just some old guy. Is this the right place?
Shh.
I'm gonna make a stealth check
Okay.
as I move up.
Oh, I'm just gonna do something that you're not used to. You have greater invisibility.
Oh, awesome. I still should do a stealth.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You just get plus 20 to it.
And you can attack and it
An
won't break it.
additional plus 20.
All right. I don't have a macro for that. What's my stealth?
I mean, you guys have never only Cerumen has used, so
Yeah. That'd be +0. Awesome. So +20.
You have no dex? Oh wait, no, your armor probably.
Yep. My armor.
okay. Okay, you creep up to the house, not making a noise. The door, it turns out, the door's closed, but when you gently test it, it is unlocked.
I open it slightly.
Okay, you open it slightly. Let's see, GM roll. Does the person reading notice? The person reading seems to pause slightly as the night breeze comes in. Looks around, doesn't see anything, and just shrugs and goes back to reading their book.
How? So I said slightly. I should have said
Enough so
how...
you can get in.
Okay.
You
Move
slide.
inside.
Are we all just waiting out here?
Yeah, sure.
I kind of want to like.
You could fly up a little.
You can fly up and kind of.
My bird would make too much noise if I started flying, so.
The monkey is looking in the window.
Oh, true.
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to try and watch.
Okay.
I guess I'm basically just
So-
waiting for a
That's
cue.
the That's the stealth roll.
Okay, yeah, that monkey's fucking
Oh,
stealthy.
I might have stealth. I do. I don't want to really roll
Here,
it.
here.
It's 4. Should I roll it?
Thank you.
Don't think that's gonna go great.
Now,
Ian, do you want me to roll stealth if I'm getting
if you fly up, do roll, but you are going to be outside a building flying, so you aren't really making that much noise. Yep, you end up getting to the side of the house. As long as you aren't trying to go inside, you aren't spotted. Tiamos.
Oh right, I need to
The
buff.
old the old man the old man reading the book seems to his eyes blink a bit and he seems to start nodding off. He closes the book, puts it onto a shelf that has more books than you'd expect a rural farmer to have. And so it's actually quite a nice collection.
I cast a spell called They Know.
Okay. They know Pathfinder. Okay. Okay, that's a will save. Okay, what is the save DC?
17.
You cast it and they seem to shrug it off and then they get they go from tired to awake. They start going around. Who is there? Come out now. I don't want to have to hurt you. If you want food, I have stuff in the kitchen. If you
He's
want,
singing?
yeah,
He's
all of his voice just has a musical lint to it. It's almost like he doesn't want to, but just it comes out that way.
I creep up behind him.
Okay.
And
Roll your stealth check.
okay.
He's now kind of aware that weird stuff is happening. You're likely to be. You'd have to roll a 1. Yep, you creep up behind him.
I non-lethally attack.
Okay, like with your Earthbreaker.
Yeah.
Okay. You hit.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Roll your damage. Okay. He lets out a yelp of pain. And you guys hear from upstairs some movement starts. He seems to start worrying quite a lot. He just says, "Please don't kill me. At least if you hurt me, don't hurt the children above."
So the Lara comes in at this point and says, "Is this him?"
He looks at you, and he seems to try to remember something, and he goes, "I don't know who you are, but please don't hurt them. They're innocent." He kind of gestures towards the stairs above.
It's him.
Who are you looking for?
You apparently.
Who do you think I am?
The Lara just looks at
Nothing.
Tiamos.
He's not there.
Well,
What?
she does have.
Oh, does she have
yeah,
night vision? Oh, okay, sorry.
She has. You can cast see invisibility to know where Tiamos is,
Oh, sure.
but he's
Sorry.
currently invisible.
Sorry, I think I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he was invisible.
I look at TMOs.
Okay.
Tiamos is almost out of his mind a bit.
Uh-oh. Understand.
I think Moscus would like. It doesn't sound like fighting's happening, but there's something going on, so we'd kind of move up
You
to a
heard
window.
a big, like a thump and a oof and a like, no, don't, please.
So he'd be peeking. One window would have the bird's head, just like an eye, and the other window would have Moscus.
Oh,
Like just the eye of the bird.
where is the monkey? I don't have his token.
It's on
Oh,
the roof.
sorry.
It looks like.
Uh,
Oh no, is that Shakti?
Oh, that's
No. What is this?
no, that's the person.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The
okay.
monkey's looking in the other window.
He said, so are one of you going to ask him who he is, or just going to beat him senseless?
I was hoping that strike was gonna knock him out, and then we'd question him,
It
but it
did
didn't.
not.
Well, you can always try again.
No, I dismiss. Can I dismiss the
No.
invisibility?
You could
Yeah,
strike
but
yourself.
no, you can still talk.
Okay. Are you what's his name again? Sorry.
Gong Huan.
Are you Gong Huan?
He seems, as you say the name, he seems to like sag his shoulders, and he says, "I was Gong Huan. His sins are mine.
What does that mean?
I once led a rebellion. I thought it was the right thing to do, but I was tricked by Chenshi, a dryad who knows far too much."
Where is this dryad?
This one now, Onan and her monkey are looking through the same window.
Okay. All of you are just outside, just staring in.
Drama, popcorn.
He says, he starts lyrically describing where her grove is. And through his lyrical explanation, you hear him explain that he once was a revolutionary. The corruption of the empire had reached too much, and he felt like he needed to make change. Chen Shi showed him what the power of his voice could do, and set him on the path of revolution. And as I gazed upon the work I'd done, I realized what it meant. So many dead for nothing, so many children there, so many orphans I had made. I say, repent. I went and took as many as I could, and gave them home and bread. You guys could do sense motive,
Oh yeah.
or
That
if
hurt.
you guys
But I
would
mean,
like.
with
that
him
would be
singing, how could he not be telling the truth?
Yeah, I know. He's a
I
fucking
know, right?
Disney princess. There is actually a mechanical reason why he's singing.
Oh
I know,
really?
because you've mentioned it like once a week for as long as I've known you.
That's true. That's fair. But I'm gonna pretend like I forgot.
Sense
What?
motive. Okay, Moscus, Tiamos, Onan. He isn't lying. You sense the deep remorse he has. he still believes himself to be, I guess, responsible for all of it, but he knows who ultimately set him down this path. All he says is, "If you wish to kill me for what I've done to you, please, you can do it. Just outside the house, please."
I don't know if that'll be necessary. Tiamos or Lilara looks at Tiamos like strongly. As if to say back off.
He's telling the
Who
truth.
Who did you work for?
Chen
Did you-
Shi. The revolution was a tool for her vengeance, but I could have not.
Against what?
She is an old dryad. Her grove was destroyed many years ago by a magistrate. She has transferred the vengeance onto every magistrate since. She creates tools out of broken creatures and men, and sets them against the Empire.
Wait, I have something for this. When it says I have something for this, she opens up the window and casts break enchantment on him, just to get him to stop singing.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that will work, but that's
You know what? Make a caster level check.
okay. Wait, how long do those prayer beads of karma last? I might still be under their effect.
You're still under it. It's 10 minutes.
Okay, I need to look up.
You effectively activated it, waited a minute, you guys teleported in, broke down the door, beat a man. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to sing my song. And then you...
So that would add to my caster level, right?
Yep.
Or no, just my spells that are casted plus 4 caster level.
So you'd be rolling 1d20 plus 15.
Ooh, not great.
No. He says, it wouldn't have worked anyway.
Damn.
I've tried.
No one's cast detect magic or anything, right?
No. You cast detect magic, and it seems like he actually has some magical items on him. He is a caster, but you aren't sensing any mind control magics, except roll a spellcraft check.
You got it. The button. Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
deep buried within his psyche is a long forgotten geos, an enchantment that binds him to Chen Shi. It seems like it isn't active, but it could become active if the right conditions were met. It's almost like a brand or a trigger in his psyche. The more you look at it, the more you realize that this man could never fight Chen Shi because she could just activate this and render him, I guess, a slave again. It is an insidious piece of work.
Dear.
Do you inform the rest of the party of this, or do you...
Well, everyone that's isn't. I don't see Tiamos or anything. So yeah, I inform Oscar.
the people outside the house of this?
Oh no, was it a nun? Something like that.
Yeah,
Oh, no. Yeah,
Oh no.
that's evil. I don't like that. Wait, did he say the grove was close?
This is reminding me of
The grove is relatively close. It is. He says it's a several-day journey on foot, but you guys guys don't travel on by foot.
We sure don't.
Which direction?
West and south.
That's the direction of the thing.
Oh. That's what's the Talmud.
Yes.
Any
Well,
landmarks?
all right.
We
he-
will ask him about just things to help us identify the location.
He starts saying that the grove is a series of large and ancient trees, too ancient, more old than the rest of the trees in the area. It'll be surrounded by deadly creatures under the sway of Chen-Chi. That her grove itself has a river that goes into it that she has magically moved from its normal course so that it goes into her grove. And that she seems to guard a cavern deeper within the forest, deeper within the forest, and no one he knows has ever gone into that cavern.
I ask Muscus to end the invisibility.
I can't.
Can't.
You need a
Uh,
magic feat to just.
it only lasts for 10 rounds, so a minute.
Oh yeah, it should actually be
Okay.
over by now.
So you effectively appear into vision.
When I put a hand on the man's shoulder,
your hand, draconic scale and all, with its massive strength, grips his shoulder. He looks you square in the eye with terrible sadness in his eyes.
do you remember the ASMR child?
He closes his eyes as he thinks back, and he just goes, "Yes, yes, I do. That is what started my journey to end my rebellion."
Well, I'm going to end this. I'm going to find the Dryad, and I'm going to put an end to her.
He smiles and he says, "Then you will be able to do what I could never. Good luck. And I'm here, awaiting your judgment."
I apologize to him because I apologize that I hit him because I was just so enraged at seeing the person who ended my parents' life, and that
Yeah, go on. He doesn't.
and that if he has been taking care of these children all this time, that he will have my support. He will never want for anything ever again.
He smiles and sort of reaches a hand up to your own shoulder. He is like 5'5". You're like 6 foot something. And says, "I will do right by you as much as I can. Thank you."
And I take off the hat.
And show your true face.
Yeah.
He looks at it, trying to memorize details.
Let's
He
go.
smiles sadly and he just says, "Thank you for not giving in to that dark rage."
But just so you know, if you ever harm any one of these children, I will know.
The old man nods. he understands.
I turn to Laura and say, "Let's get out of here."
She nods.
You guys, as you leave, you see about like four sets of eyes, each attached to a small, to like children ranging from very young to like teenager, kind of looking at you guys from the stairwell. And as you leave, you hear the old man, just some excitement. Please go back to sleep. It is all fine. The door closes. You guys are outside.
Tiamos collapses to his knees. And he apologizes to everyone for how he acted.
Lara doesn't say anything, but she sort of kneels next to him.
Aw.
But that's it. Like, she doesn't touch him, she just kneels next to him.
We need to find her. We need to find that dryad.
Should we be going to a forest in the middle of the night?
You would likely
Does it
want
scare
to
you?
rest.
Oh,
Oh.
he's scared of nature.
I'm scarier than anything in that forest.
Well, you're
Lara
not
just
scared enough of
smiles.
nature.
Well then, let's go.
Okay. So I think the next bit is going to take more than the 20 minutes we kind of have left. But I do hope you guys, like, I'm going to prepare the clam stuff. Because I know that the moment you guys are done, you guys like, we have a goddamn plan. We're gonna kidnap that clam.
It could also be related to the metal boat. I don't know how close they are in the ocean. The ocean's a big place, but we'll see.
But yeah, there's a lot of rumors happening. There's way more things than you guys can go to. So that's where your agents come in. So I do hope, Matt, that you felt like that was a good take on your story.
Yes, definitely.
Because it's easy to make mustache twirling villains. And don't worry, there still is a villain at the end of the day.
No, yeah, I totally understand. It's been 20 years. The guy got old.
The guy got
yeah.
old. He likes singing now.
Yeah.
Well,
Took
to
up
be
a
fair,
hobby.
he has a curse where he has to sing.
Well, we're gonna end that curse
Mhm.
violently.
And so, you guys will spend the next session storming a druid's grove. Or a dryad's grove.
And maybe getting an investment atomic, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Maybe
I
meet
feel
the
like sending
Ruhas
my fire
pawns.
giant. I feel like sending the Princess Fire Giant and Fire Witch to a Dryad's Grove might have been actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah. And
If
we'll
that's
have to, like,
this
I don't
place
know, either kill them or dispel the enchantment on them or whatever.
Why do you always assume that everyone who actually works the prince has been mind
Because it's a
controlled?
dick.
I mean,
He is.
none of you are mind controlled.
Dang.
How
We
do
didn't
we
work
know?
for you.
Hmm?
We didn't work
I
for
mean,
you.
You know very well he could have. But he
Yeah, I
didn't.
know.
Could
You
either.
Why
reduced
is
me
that?
to
Is
a
there another side of the story?
reduced me to a
Oh no!
drooling.
Our actions are not our own. This whole time.
It turns out at the end of the campaign, I'm like, okay, you wake up with your memories. You've all been bamboozled.
Oh, dang.
Is this Bioshock?
Yeah. Would you kindly give me the artifact?
I still think that's one of the best twists in a video game.
It was.
Wait, don't tell me, don't tell me.
It's like
Don't say
it's like 20
say
years
too much.
old. Too
It doesn't
bad.
matter.
Too bad. You're never gonna play it.
It doesn't matter.
You're
I'm
never
currently
gonna.
playing it.
How are you currently
Current?
playing it?
So then we won't say much more about it.
That's fucking
Yeah.
What do you mean,
crazy.
how am I currently playing?
The coincidence is too high, is what I'm saying.
Because I got it on Bioshock Infinite, and now I'm playing.
No, not Bioshock Infinite.
No, it's on there. Like, it came on there.
Oh,
In
the
what?
original game.
Oh, I see. That's cool. All right.
So it's like updated.
Okay.
That's a weird
Awesome.
coincidence. Anyway.
I heard about
Mm.
that.
So Frosty, what spirit configuration are you currently?
Okay, right now I'm in, because we were going to a small town. I have slums and heavens as my two wandering spirits,
Mhm.
and for my regular spirits, I have lore, nature, and flame.
Oh yeah.
Lore,
Okay.
so I can get some spells like teleport and trace teleport, because I figured he was going to mustache twirl and teleport away.
Hey, it's not a bad plan.
I didn't know there was a spell for tracing teleports.
Yeah,
That's really handy.
and I had to conveniently forget to put it on when we had the prince encounter.
It's almost like you're working for both sides.
No, what, me? Changing what my characters can or will not do based off of what makes the best narrative?
Oh no.
Me? No.
Okay. But I hope all of you have a good night. How is next week looking?
Fine.